How's it going, LaNorris? Just even in the first day, is there any noticeable difference between the line schemes that Lonnie was running and what Sean's trying to implement?
Coach Ellie's just a little bit more like hands-on, like he's right in the middle of it. Like even during the play, he's like a linebacker pretty much in the middle of the play, just talking to them, communicating with them throughout the play. So
Just out of curiosity, are you the type of person, do you need your O lineman to say, we got you, we'll protect you, or is that just something that you kind of trust and know and you don't need to maybe hear them vocalize all the time?
I don't think I really need to hear it. I think I just like trust them. I think everybody got to do their job on offense. So I don't really have to hear it. Just knowing that they'll be there, and if they make mistakes, you be like, hey, that's on me. Like I think that's what I need more.
I think I saw you were pressured 60% of the time in that game against LSU. Just now that you've had a few days to dissect the tape and stuff, just how tough is that when you are only having like a few seconds in the pocket?
Yeah, it's just you gotta make quicker decisions. Really, like you said, we was pressured a lot. We knew that they like the pressure. So you just gotta make quicker decisions, think quicker on the fly.
Norris, do the coaches consult you when they say, hey, we're thinking about doing this? Or do you offer, say, maybe if we could do this, it'll help us out with some of this protection issues?
Yeah, it's just a mixture of both of them, really.
I know you've mentioned in the past of why you guys don't roll because a linebacker could come free, but I didn't count one where you guys rolled or moved the pocket at all. When pressure's coming like that, isn't there a way to do that where it can kind of free you up?
Yeah, it is, but you might not have seen it, but they could send a pressure just in case. And it's kind of like, well, they were sending pressure all night, so they may send a nickel. Because the nickel fire was pretty much one of their main blitzes, so it's kind of like, or they could do that when we try to roll out or something like that. Just bring something different, like a corner cat or anything. So.
I guess you guys are human, and I can't imagine what it's like coming in on Sunday, seeing that one of your coaches got fired. How tough was that for you guys as a locker room to hear that news?
Yeah, it's sad. It don't really hit you till like in the moment. It's kind of like, all right, we found out the news or whatever, but we still got meetings and practice, so it's not a lot of time like think on and dwell on it. But I don't think it hit a lot of people until like later we got home. Everybody started talking about it like later that night and stuff. So.
On some of the sacks, like the Weeks one, for example, they've got numbers there. Whose responsibility is that to see the sack coming? Is it yours? Is it the center? Or what's the responsibility there?
It's just a mixture of both. It's kind of like certain protections is zone one way, and then it's man across the board. Or if they're like bringing 4 week or something like that, I should see it. But it's just like everybody has a hand in it.
I remember after the Kentucky game, like you mentioned, when you're running the ball really well, you just said you were more aggressive. And in games kind of like Saturday night where you ran a lot of because you had to, like when the pocket breaks down, you're spinning out of pressure. Where do you kind of feel like the most comfortable, or maybe you're most effective, is when you kind of have to scramble out, or when it is kind of a designed run, you kind of get to think about it maybe a little beforehand?
I think it just depends on the play, honestly, because it's kind of like once you get out of the pocket, like a play is broken down, it's kind of like just playing football. You got to make something happen. But if it's a design run, it's just kind of like you got to be in the right gap at the right time. Just because, like you run the counter play, you don't want to go too far outside the A gap because they're opening up a hole in the A gap, stuff like that. So you got to be a little bit more patient from that standpoint of it.
Up here, LaNorris, the offense obviously runs through you. How close do you feel like it is to operating the way you want to see it, and what is stopping you guys from getting to that point right now?
It's just consistency really. We do a lot of stuff to shoot ourselves in the foot. Once we get past like the 50 in the red zone area, whether that's like sacks or like pre-snap penalties, something like that, misassignment or anything. So you just got to be more consistent from that standpoint.
Hey, LaNorris, how challenging is it for you to concentrate on your duties and what you need to do if there's also some concern about the offensive line, and are they going to be able to carry out their duties?
Yeah, it's just hard. Football is already hard as it is. It's just a lot because it's kind of like, or if something breaks down, it's kind of like, I'm the one with the ball, so I got to make it right. So it's kind of like, if they go make a mistake, like, we all got to, like, work together, if that makes sense. So if they make a mistake, I just can't do anything, like, put us in a worse situation, like just throw a ball up or something like that in that case scenario. But we just got to fix it and make it right.
When you guys were watching the All 22, how many plays do you think you watched back and said, I missed a guy there, or I should have gotten it out quicker?
The all 22.
Or just the All 22 film where you can see it, not the TV copy
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
It's hard for us to see sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely a couple of those. Like, I wish I could have back. Trying to think off the top of my head. I know for a fact this summer scored where it's kind of like I could have stepped up a little bit faster, or I could have had a guy open if I just stepped one way rather than rolling out. So.
I think it was maybe preseason or just early on. I asked you kind of about your vocal leadership, and you told me that you want to improve on vocalizing what's wrong instead of trying to do it yourself. Obviously, you can't protect yourself. You're not an offensive lineman, I guess. Do you feel like you're in a better spot in terms of a vocal relationship with them, of what you're seeing and what you're not getting or what you are?
Yeah, it's just not like yelling like you were saying. It's kind of like more just like talking to them one-on-one. Or in the games, you'd be like, hey, like, we good. Or if they make a mistake, it's kind of like, hey, that's on us, we're my bad. Something like that, I could be like, hey, you're good, it's just fine. Like, just let's go into the next play. So, yeah.
Is there a theme at all with the false starts? Something about the cadence or the play?
Nah, I think it's just, I mean, if they're making move calls or something like that, you're in the game, it's already loud. It's like you don't want to be late off the ball, and they're making a move call. It's kind of like, or if they're moving, like, are we moving too? So it's just like small stuff like that.
If you can remember, what happened, in your opinion, on the 3rd and 8 on the second drive where it was a QB keeper and it was right before William missed the field goal, and then the 4th and 4 late in the game? What happened on those two plays, in your opinion? Why didn't they work?
I think the 3rd and 8, the QB draw going towards, was it? I don't know what you're talking about. It was just, he made a good play, Russell wanted to block him. He just shifted inside and dove back outside, and he was there. He held me up, and more guys came. And then the 4th and 4, we knew it was gonna be man coverage across the board. I mean, we just thought our guy versus their guy, really competitive plays was a big thing last week. So it's kind of like, hey, it's man coverage across the board. So take the 1-on-1.
I apologize for the million offensive line chemistry questions, but offensive linemen, wide receivers, they all have to gel, but you have to be on the same page as so many different positions. How do you divide your time, just in terms of either on a personal level or just football wise, making sure that you're on the same page with so many different groups and so many different people?
Yeah, the offensive line, we meet with them pretty much every Thursday before we go out of practice. So that's where I spend protection meetings and stuff like that with offensive linemen. And then skill-wise, on Wednesday nights we lift, we meet together and stuff like that. And obviously my brother's a receiver. So when they hang out and stuff, it's kind of like I'm there with them on a personal level. So